Good day everyone, my name is Joanne Salcedo, your course facilitator for today's lesson entitled Alphabet of Lines. Before we proceed to our discussion, let me discuss first our learning objectives. At the end of the discussion, the students are expected to explain what is alphabet of lines, identify the different types of line, and know the use of each line types and when to use them. So what is an alphabet of lines? In sketching orthographic drawing, certain conventional lines are used for a definite purpose. These lines are commonly called alphabet of lines. Alphabet of lines refers to the different style used in drafting to show different features about an object that is drawn. Line in technical drawings are part of a specialized graphic language that is standardized throughout industry. Each line type has a very precise symbolic meaning and each line has a definite form and line weight. The standard thick line weight varies from 0.030 to 0.038 of an inch, whereas the standard thin line weights varies from 0.015 to 0.022 of an inch. Now, let's move on to the different types of line. So there are 11 types of line that we will be talking about. These are visible line, construction line, dimension line, hidden line, center line, extension line, cutting plane line, break line, leader line, phantom line, and section line. Now, let's discuss each line types with its uses and application. So one of the types of line is visible line. So what is a visible line? A visible line or object line is a thick continuous line used to outline the visible edges or contours of an object. Here is a sample application of visible line. As you can see in the sample picture, visible line have continuous and thick line measuring 0.5 to 0.6 mm. They are drawn as solid lines with a thick, heavy weight. So why is it drawn as solid lines? It is because they should stand out clearly in contrast to other lines so that the shape of an object is apparent to the eye. Number 2, construction line. Construction line is used to construct layout work. Here is a sample application of a construction line. As you can see, construction line has very light and thin line. Next is dimension line. Dimension lines are used when dimensioning of an object. Here is a sample application of a dimension line. As you can see in the picture, dimension line have thin and dark lines used to show the size or span of an object with a numeric value. They also show the length, width, height of the features of an object. Usually terminates with an arrowheads at the end or tick markings. Number 4, hidden line. Hidden line is used to show surfaces, edges, or corners of an object that are hidden from view. Here is a sample application of hidden line. As you can see, it has a short dashed lines used to show non-visible surfaces. Usually shows a medium thickness measuring 0.35 to 0.45 mm. Center line. Center lines are used to show the center of holes and symmetrical features, and they are also important for interpreting cylindrical shapes. Here is a sample application of center line. In center line is thin and dark. It has a long dash, short dash with thin line weight measuring 0.3 mm. Number 6, extension line. Extension line is used to show the starting and ending of dimension. Here is a sample application of extension line. As you can see, it has a thin and dark line. The line type is continuous and the line weight is thin, measuring 0.3 mm. Number 7, cutting plane line. Cutting plane lines are used to show where an imaginary cut has been made through the object in order to view interior features. Here is a sample application application of cutting plane line. As you can see, it has an arrow placed at both ends to indicate the direction of sight. The line weight is extra thick in order to show cutaway views or plane of projection where a section view is taken. Number 8, break line. Break lines are used when it is desirable to shorten the view of a long part. So, there are 3 types of break lines with different line weights. These are short break line, long break line, and cylindrical break line. Here is a sample application of short break line. As you can see, a short break line has a thick wavy line that is used to break the edge of a surface of a part for clarity on a hidden surface. Here is also a sample application of long break lines. As you can see, it has a long, thin lines that is used to show that the middle section of an object has been removed so it can be drawn on a smaller piece of paper. And lastly, here is sample application of cylindrical break line. As you can see, it has a thin line used to show round parts that are broken in half to better clarify the print or to reduce the length of the object. And to summarize, break lines with its different types are used to show imaginary breaks in objects. It is usually made up of a series of connecting arcs, and the line type is continuous, and the line weight is usually thick, measuring 0.5 to 0.6 mm. Number 9, leader line. Leader line is used to indicate the part of the drawing to which a note refers. Here is a sample application of leader line. It has a medium line with arrowhead that touch the object lines to show notes of a special information about a feature while the dot rests to the surface. Number 10, phantom line. A phantom line are used to indicate alternate position of moving parts, adjacent position of related parts, and repetitive detail, hence provide efficiency and less chance of drafter error. Here is a sample application of phantom line. It has a thin lines made up of long dashes alternating with short dashes. The use of it is to eliminate the confusion of thinking maybe 2 parts instead of just 1. They also show how 2 or more parts go together without having to draw and dimension all. Number 11, section line. Section lines are used to indicate the surface and the section view. Imagine to have been cut along by the cutting plane line. Here is a sample application of a section line. The line type is usually continuous and the line weight is thin, measuring 0.3 mm. And as you can see, section lines are grouped in parallel line patterns and usually drawn at a 45-degree angle, which indicate the material that has been cut through in a sectional view. And that would be all for the types of line. So those type of line and line weight provide valuable information to the print reader. For example, line type and weight can answer the following questions. Is the feature visible or hidden from view? Or is the line part of the object or part of a dimension? Or is the line indicating symmetry? So those are some of the questions that can be answered with the use of line type and line weight. So why is it important to recognize the alphabet of lines? The alphabet of lines describe shape, size, hidden surfaces, interior detail, and alternate position of parts, and each conveys a particular meaning on the drawing. The line significance is also conveyed by line weight or thickness of the line. Every line is drawn at different thickness and darkness to express contrast as well as its importance. That is why we need to have a good technical knowledge of those various line characteristics to understand where and when to apply them in technical drawing, because it is the key to successful drafting. So I hope you've learned a lot in our discussion. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.